Hi, how are
Can you
you?
hear me okay?
Yes,
Okay. I'm good. How are you?
I'm good.
Good.
Yeah, we
Sorry
can.
for being a minute late.
Oh, you're good. I started a minute late, so. Um,
Cool.
yeah, we can just wait like another minute for a few more people to join.
Okay.
Um, yeah, but how was your day? Did you do anything fun or?
Good. No, I've been staying inside. It's too hot. Too hot.
That's
What
fair.
about you?
I went to the Pride Parade today, so it was fun.
Fun. Super fun.
Yeah, it was really hot, so I was like,
hmm
after
I
a nap,
bet.
but yeah, it was good.
What time was it at? Did it start in the morning?
Yeah, it was 11 to 2, so
hmm
yeah, too long. I was like,
It looked so fun. I seen it on everybody's Instagrams.
yeah,
Yeah.
it was kind of crazy. Like McDonald's like had a float, and
Really?
yeah, like other big like corporations. I was like, oh my,
hmm
that's cool.
Yeah.
But okay, yeah, I guess we can get started.
Okay.
But yeah, so hello everyone. Welcome to Ambition Amplified. I'm Sabrina Schmitz, and today we have a special guest. So please give a warm welcome to Portraits by Alexis.
Yes.
Okay.
Excited. Excited.
Yes. I wasn't sure. Like you can promote both of your accounts, I guess,
hmm
on your Studio by Lex account. But yeah, at the end you mentioned both.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, so it's a pleasure having you here. So let's start with how did you get into photography? And yeah, what did that look like?
Yeah. So I got into photography. Honestly, my whole life I was kind of into cameras. Like when I was younger, I was watching a lot of YouTube videos, stuff like that. So my mom would have these little digital cameras and I would steal them and make like little YouTube videos or take photos of my friends, like just random stuff like that. But the thing that really got me into it was when I was 11 years old, I had went to my first concert for this Nickelodeon star. His name was Max Schneider. And I had like a little Kodak camera that I brought with me, like the disposable little film ones. And I had taken photos there. And I was already super interested in like cameras and stuff at that point. And I remember at the show, I saw a photographer on stage and I was like, oh my God, I want to do that. Like, I want to be that. I want to be on stage with my favorite artist. So after that, a few years later, I ended up getting a camera when I was in high school, and I would just do little like random photo shoots, like senior photos, like stuff like that. And then I turned 16, I got a job, so I kind of stopped doing all the camera work. And then it wasn't until COVID that I picked it back up again. And yeah, ever since then, I kind of just stayed very consistent and built up my clientele, and here we are.
Nice. Wait, that's crazy. I used to love Max too.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. The girls know. The girls know.
Yes. Wait, that's so cool.
Mhm.
Yeah, I saw on your Instagram actually a little bit about that, and you later on you got to like shoot at his concert.
Mhm. Yeah, so he usually comes to Chicago like at least like a few times a year. So he was on his own tour, and every time he comes, I always try to get into the show. So I always just like DM him or his manager, but I never get a reply. And then he was doing a 3 night thing at the Subterranean where each night he had 3 nights in a row he had a show there, but each night was like a different theme, I guess. Um, So the day of the first show, he ended up replying to my DM and he was just like, "Oh, Slide, like come take photos." And I was like, "Perfect." So I came, took photos, and then the next day, I sent them to him. And then he messaged me. He was like, "Hey, we loved your photos so much. Like, would you mind coming back for the next 2 days?" And I wasn't able to come back the middle day, the second day, but the third day I was able to come back and it was crazy. He did like some DJ type EDM boiler room setup thing. It was so cool.
Oh, nice. Wait, that's so crazy. Like the
Isn't that crazy? So full circle, so full circle.
yeah. Nice. Yeah, so my next question then is can you tell us about like your creative process? And how do you approach photo shoots and collaborating with or I guess just your creative process alone for your own like creative shoots.
hmm So I take a lot of inspiration from around me, I guess, like depending on the season or from the Chicago community in general. I also am a big thrifter and like Facebook marketer. That's where like all my stuff in my studio is from, either thrifted or Facebook Market. So I take a lot of inspiration from like the stuff that I find there, or like going to flea markets and stuff like that. Like if I see something cool, I'm like, this could be a prop for a photo shoot. And then like I just kind of go off that. Like for example, literally today, I think I was at Home Goods and I found a little like spilt over ice cream cone that was like melted on the ground, but it was a decoration. And I thought of a whole shoot idea just based off that today. So now I'm looking for a model for that. Yeah, I use a lot of Pinterest, stuff like that. So I kind of just try to, I find something I like and I build an idea off of that, based on what I think would look good. Yeah, that's kind of what I do.
Nice. What type of like photography work is your favorite?
Concerts for sure. Yeah, I would love to go on tour. That's the overall goal, to go on tour one day, hopefully manifesting.
Yeah. Nice. Who's your like dream collaboration, I guess? Like who would you love to work
Dream collab, probably Chief Keef, just because he is the king of Chicago. Like when I get to shoot for him in concert one day, hopefully one day, that would be like my dream, like the no higher than that for me.
with? Yeah, I've seen like some videos of his concerts and they seem pretty
Yeah.
nice. Yeah, so I guess also who are some of your influences?
hmm some of my influences, it sounds kind of corny, but I would say my biggest influences are honestly the people around me, especially the women. Like my mom and my dad honestly are two of my biggest influences, just because they're both entrepreneurs and they both came from nothing and built themselves amazing, successful businesses. So they're definitely, I feel like, obviously the reason why I am the way I am, because they're my parents. But also within the past few years that I've been an entrepreneur, I've surrounded myself with other women entrepreneurs, and seeing those people around me, like my some of my best friends are like tattoo artists, like Tooth Gems and Grills, DJs. Seeing women just do those things and put themselves in these amazing spaces, giving themselves these amazing opportunities, like people who I'm actually close to and friends with, is super inspiring. So I would say definitely my influences are the people around me.
Nice. Yeah, that's like good to have good people around you like that. Um,
Mhm.
and of course supporting women.
Yes, 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 yes.
Nice. I guess since you did start talking a little bit about like your business, so how did you come to opening up your own studio and yeah, what do you like do there? Do you host events as well, or is it just
Mhm.
that people can rent out?
Yeah, so the studio was super unexpected. I never thought I would have a studio. It kind of just happened. So before I got this studio, I was working at a studio for about a year and a half and love that studio so much. It's called Unique Empire Chicago. I think that's what it's called, just Unique Empire, maybe. I worked there for about a year and a half alongside the owner, Miguel, who's around my age. So we got along very well and we did a lot of amazing things together. So it was also just a photography studio where people would rent hourly and then come in, do their bookings. We would set it up for them, stuff like that. So that's kind of what I do at my studio. I worked there for a year and a half, and then due to some unforeseen circumstances, I stopped working there. And that same month, I saw a space open at this building that my friend has a studio in. So I ended up going to go see the space, applying for it. I got accepted. It was super, super scary. I definitely took a leap of faith because I was scared. I didn't know if I would be able to handle it or, financially, if it would work out. But because of the team of people that I already had behind me, because we were throwing events at the other studio, and I would go to a lot of events, I would do a lot of networking. Because of that, I already had people kind of supporting me, which I'm very lucky, very grateful, very blessed. And so as soon as I opened the studio, I was getting a lot of support, and a lot of people would like repost my content, help get the word out there. So people rent from my studio hourly. I have people who rent from me monthly for unlimited studio time. I do have an intern. And then we do throw events. I've only thrown two public events there, and I think I've done two or three private events. So my whole goal with the studio is just to build community. I want to make it into more of a creative hub rather than just a photography studio. Like the future for the studio, I would love to just have events weekly, to have workshops, panels, doing things for the community. Right now, we're also donating a percentage of our income to everything that's going on with like the immigrants and stuff like that, companies that support that. So yeah, I just want to do a lot of community based, women based things there, hopefully turn it into something bigger than just a studio.
Nice, nice. Yeah, and then I guess just a little bit more about the studio. So,
Mhm.
um, like how big is like your team of people like
Mhm.
right now, or is it just you?
Mhm. So it was just me for I actually got the keys 6 months ago this past weekend, so it's been exactly 6 months. So it was just me for about the first 5 months, and then I do have another photographer. His name is Adrian, One Candid Visual. He rents from me monthly. We just started working together about a month ago, and having him there along, he brought an intern along with him, also named Adrian Cruz. Um, Having them both there is really helpful with the creative aspect, and we just threw an event together on Friday, the studio's first photography event, and it was super super successful. It went way better than we even expected. It got so much attention, we didn't even know what to do. We were kind of scared. But so now that I have those two extra people and I am looking to expand, I'm always looking to add people to the team. I'm trying to kind of take it slow while I'm still in the beginning stages of figuring out everything, where I want to take it, stuff like that. But yeah, I would love to expand the team more in the future. There is a makeup artist interested in coming as well. So hopefully that works out. Just having, creative people in one space. But yeah, I would love to have a little team going soon.
Nice, nice. Yeah, out of all the projects in the studio that you've done,
Hmm.
which was like the most fun you've had?
Hmm. Does it have to be a photography project or it could be like anything?
I mean, anything. Yeah.
Anything? Okay, cool. So I think it was in March. Me and my very good friend King Ines, she's a DJ. We threw a women's networking event, and that was the first public event that I threw at the studio, I believe. And basically, we just had vendors. I think we had like 6 vendors. We had a DJ. I was taking headshots. Yeah, it was like a all women's event. It was really amazing, bringing women together, and we got really good feedback on it. People were just networking, collabing. I met a lot of amazing people, and it was really surreal for it being our first event. And we had little brands reaching out to us asking if they could come be a part of the event, have a table, or do a photo booth. So it was really amazing, and they were all women-owned businesses and brands as well that were doing the pop-up. So yeah, it was really amazing just bringing women together and being in a creative space like that, networking.
Nice. Yeah, that sounds like fun. Also, I feel like it's important to make like spaces for women just because
Mhm.
it tends to be like a male dominated field
Yeah,
sometimes.
everything.
So,
Hmm.
yeah. Wait, that's really cool. Nice. So, I guess I'll move on to a little bit more about your work. And
Hmm.
also you guys can leave some comments with questions and I'll have her answer those. Yeah, make sure to comment. So I guess how would you describe your style? Maybe in 3 words.
Hmm.
And what shaped that?
Oh, what would my style be? Maybe like, okay, 3 words to describe it. Maybe like grungy, um, girly, and I don't know, edgy? Are edgy and grungy the same thing? I don't know. Those are my 3 words. Those are my 3 words. And then what was the next part of the question?
Oh, I guess what shaped that?
Hmm. What shaped that? So I took a lot of inspiration, like I said, from like around me and stuff like that. I'm very into just things that like are not the norm. Like one photo shoot that I did kind of recently was a bobblehead photo shoot. So I did it in my studio. and it was my very good friend Lyric. She was in a swimsuit, and I gave her like a watermelon floaty. And when I edited the photos, I gave her like a huge bobblehead. So I'm just into things that are very like not the norm, not things you normally see, or like one of my favorite photo shoots that I've done too was like a girl covered in blood with like a knife. Just stuff that's like on the cool side, you know?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Nice. Um, oh, we got a question. What was your favorite event for like photographing?
Um, as in like concerts, like events that I photographed, right?
Yeah, I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
There's so many. I don't know. One that was kind of more recently in February, I got to go to New York Fashion Week, and it was, I think we went to this fashion show called, I think it was Meth Eaters. I might be getting it wrong. It's like a magazine or something, but the looks were insane. So that's probably the favorite event that I've photographed recently. It was just a runway. There was celebrities all over, like it was super surreal. And then the looks on the actual runway, people had like body paint head to toe, like alien vibes. It was super cool.
Wow, that does sound like really crazy.
Yeah, it was super cool.
Nice. Yeah, so another question. I saw that you've done some work with Imprint Entertainment before.
Mhm.
Do you do like freelance for them or do you work for them or I guess just how does that work in general?
Mhm. So I'm still kind of figuring out how media companies, production companies work as well. But they reached out to me about a year ago to shoot for them. They basically just said, "Hey, do you want to be a part of our Chicago team? Do you want to shoot for us?" So how it works is they send me concerts that are coming up in Chicago, and I apply for them. By apply for them, I just put like my Instagram, and then they apply for a media pass for me. And then if the show allows media, then I get the pass. If they don't, then I don't get the pass. So it is unpaid. It is more so I do it whatever artist that I like. For example, I did last Wednesday I did Lil Baby. So it's just like ones that you could apply for, and it's super cool because they have all different types of genres. They have like rock, they have like just DJs, they have EDM, they have a bunch of stuff. And yeah, it's really a great company. Honestly, I actually just met one of the co-founders the other day via Zoom. Yeah, it's super cool.
Nice. Nice. Yeah, I feel like it's a little confusing like the
Mhm.
energies.
Yeah.
That's really cool because then you get to see like artists live for free. So and
Yeah, exactly.
photography,
Yeah.
nice. Um, what is like one of the most unforgettable locations you've ever shot in?
Mm, good question. What are the most unforgettable locations? Um, hmm. Can I generalize it? Can I say like a state?
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah. I recently went to Hawaii, so I was doing some like street work around there, like film. I haven't even developed it yet, so I'm super excited to see that. The Hawaiian culture is really amazing. It honestly felt like a whole different country. But yeah, that's probably the favorite place I've ever shot in. I also got photos taken there of myself, so I shot there by myself and then with somebody else.
Oh, nice. Yeah, I've never been to Hawaii, but it looks pretty, so I can't.
Yeah, it was so gorge. It was so gorge.
Yeah, yeah, it must be nice, like the nature there.
Mhm.
And then I know you talked a little bit about you do your editing. Do you do editing for all of your photos or just some photos? And what software as well do you like?
So, I do edit all my photos. There are sometimes I do have an editor on hand. I've only used him like 3 times when I can't, when I'm like super behind, and I'll send him some photos. Never photos that I've posted though. It'll be like somebody's birthday photos or like graduation photos, something like that. But besides that, I do edit all my own work. So I use Lightroom, Photoshop, and PixArt. So PixArt, everybody when I used to say it, everybody was so surprised because I just learned how to use Lightroom and I barely know how to use Photoshop. But I just learned and started using those programs about a year and a half ago ish. So before that, I was only using PixArt, and that's how I make a lot of like the cool little collage edits and stuff like that. But yeah, that's my go-to PixArt. Love her.
Nice. Yeah, I've I never used PixArt, but I'll have to.
It's good for everything, even for like flyers, stuff like that. It gives kind of like Canva vibes.
Ooh, okay. Love a good Canva moment.
Yeah, yeah.
Nice. And then did you just like self-learn those or
So
um
I PixArt, yes, I've been using PixArt forever, literally forever. I forgot what I used to use it for. I think I used to use it for like some school, like making art projects or whatever. But Lightroom, I'm still learning. Photoshop, I'm still learning. Photoshop, especially, it's so hard. I don't know how people do that. People always offer to teach me, but I'm like, oh my gosh, it's just so hard. But one day I will learn. Lightroom is a lot easier. So yeah, I've just taught myself like YouTube and stuff like that.
nice. Nice. And then also during your shoots, so do you take care of all the lighting? And I guess how do you like balance that while also collaborating with the models?
hmm So I do control all the lighting. In my studio, I leave a certain lighting setup that I always use, but I do have other like soft boxes and stuff available if I ever want to change it. But I usually always use the same lighting setup. I'm just now getting into trying different lighting setups and using one light and a light on the background and above and all of that. I'm kind of just now experimenting with all that because the photographers who work alongside with me on the studio, they're really, really good at lighting and experiment with it a lot. So they've been teaching me a little bit. Very grateful for that. But yeah, I usually use some Godox strobes with some Godox soft boxes. And yeah, it's kind of just a lot of like trial and error. I mess around a lot with the different angles and the different exposures and stuff like that.
Nice. Yeah, I feel like lighting is not it's not
So
fun.
hard.
You don't know at first.
Yeah, it takes a long time to,
Yeah.
yeah.
Um yeah, and then are you interested in like any other types of art forms like videography, or I guess like painting or anything else? I know
Yeah.
you mentioned a little bit about like doing videos when you were younger.
Mhm.
You got more into that or just
Mhm. Yeah, I do make YouTube videos like vlogs and stuff a little bit. I think I only have like 3 on YouTube. I used to make YouTube videos for also my friend King Ines, who's a DJ. She went on tour and I followed her to a few stops so we would vlog. And I have made like little reel type of like montage videos. I've tried videography so many times and I feel like I'm just very insecure about my videography work. And it's very, very hard. It's very hard. But I would love to one day be able to balance both video and photo and do both. Yeah, and yeah, that's kind of it. Yeah, I do my own little YouTube thing, but editing YouTube videos is just super easy, just putting all the clips together. Whereas when you're doing videography, if you're doing like a montage or like a recap, like you have to do the effects. It's just so I don't know how they do it for real. I don't know how
yeah.
they do it. But I'm also very interested in music. I grew up playing the piano. I have a piano at my house. So I was actually just talking to somebody saying that I want to get a keyboard for the studio so I can start doing it again and just like when I'm there, just like bored, just for fun. But yeah, I'm very also interested in art. I can't personally draw or paint or anything, but like I said, I have a lot of friends who are, like tattoo artists or just graphic designers or artists, like artists. Yeah, I'm honestly all types of any creative form I'm interested in. But yeah, the piano is something that I actually do that isn't photography.
Nice. Yeah, that would be cool to have that in there.
Yeah, just for the vibes.
How often like are you in the studio then? Like
Probably I guess it depends. Like if it's a slow week, I'm not gonna be there as much. But maybe like 4 or 5 days a week ish. If it's a busy week, 6 days.
hmm, nice. Yeah, that would be useful to have some.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's a good space to collab too, or like if you have meetings and stuff, it's nice to do it there.
Mhm. Nice. Um, and then yeah, also make sure to comment more questions you guys have for Alexis. I guess we can go into a little game we have. So
Mhm.
we're gonna play this or that. You've probably played it before.
Mhm.
Haven't. I'll just give you two options, and you just have to answer them quickly within like 5 seconds.
Okay.
Um, time you, but I trust.
Okay,
um,
cool.
so yeah, it's about photography. So I guess we'll start with. Do you like portrait or landscape? photos?
Portrait.
Okay. Digital or film?
Digital.
DSLR or mirrorless?
DSLR.
Fair. Black and white or color?
Color.
Natural or artificial light?
Artificial, probably.
Warm or cool lighting?
Cool.
Indoor or outdoor shoots?
Outdoor.
Photoshop or Lightroom?
Lightroom.
Okay. And then Lightroom or PixArt?
Pixar.
Solo or group shoots?
Solo.
Zoom or prime lenses?
Prime.
Candid or pose photos?
Candid.
And then abstract or realistic photos?
Realistic. Abstract. Yeah, abstract. Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
And
Nice.
I was like, wait, that doesn't make sense because I said I liked official lighting, but then I said outdoor. I mean artificial. Well, you can do artificial outdoor. Yeah, yeah, never mind. That did make sense, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah. No, I like natural lighting. It's kind of hard
Yeah.
to tell, so
It is, yeah.
yeah. Nice. And then I know earlier you talked a little bit about doing like some film photos in Hawaii.
Mhm.
So do you have experience as well then with like film photography and like how often do you do that, or was it just like a one-time thing?
Mhm. Not at all. I wish. I know so many people who always offer to teach me film, and I have like probably 10 film cameras at my studio just like on display because every time I go thrifting, if I see a cheap film camera, I just pick it up. I've never tried any of them, but when I said film, I do like the little Kodak, film cameras. But I would love to also one day learn film. That also looks very, very hard and very, very interesting. And you have to get it right. You have to get it right. But I would love to do that one day.
Nice. Yeah. You definitely have time. So
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
nice. Another question I have is what advice would you give to someone just starting out with photography or someone maybe trying to get more into photography, like in like that industry, maybe here in Chicago?
Some advice that I would give is stay true to yourself and what you like. I feel like I look back and when I first started, I was kind of trying to fit into the norm, like seeing what cameras people use, how people edit, you know there people always say like there's a certain way that you're supposed to do things, like for example back to like the Lightroom Photoshop thing. When I would tell people that I use PixArt instead of Lightroom Photoshop, they would be like, oh my god, no way, like you need to do it this way. Like, so I would say just do things how you want to do things. Everybody is unique in their own way, and I feel like that uniqueness is what will get you further rather than doing what everybody else is doing.
Mhm. That's fair. That's good. Yeah. Good.
Mhm.
I'll keep note.
Yes.
Yeah. No, I like to do photography too, so I was actually
Um,
really excited when I saw that you were going to be doing.
Yay. What kind of photography do you like to do?
I like to do like events. I mean, I like creative
Mhm.
photography,
Mhm. Yeah.
nature type stuff, but I think events I have most experience with.
What kind of events do you like to do?
Um, I do like I did like some like film premieres here at on campus, and then
Mhm.
I also really like concert photography. There's like a club
Yes.
similar to the magazine you mentioned. It's
Mhm.
the exact same thing, just like
Wow.
this.
Mom.
It's really fun though, because yeah, it's like hard, but it's
Yeah.
like fun once you get it.
Yeah. Do you go to Columbia?
No, I go to Northwestern.
Oh, okay, okay. Super cool. Amazing. Oh my God, I want to see your work.
Yeah, no, I don't.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was gonna say I do really like your work.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, it's really cool, and I wish you luck with every. I feel like you're gonna do good, and you're gonna get the
Thank you, girl.
answer. You're gonna get it.
Thank you. Thank you so
Yeah,
much.
be good. Yeah. Also, make sure to keep commenting questions. Only one person has, but we have time for some more questions. Yeah, but I will move into. You've probably had like some challenges within your career, and so can you share with us maybe a challenge you've overcome and how it shaped you as a photographer and creative?
Mhm. I feel like something that I've struggled with that I might still be struggling with is maybe like boundaries with clients. Like I feel like something important that I would also tell somebody early on is to stand your ground as far as like the way that you do things. Like don't let clients step all over you just because you don't want to say no. That's definitely something that I still deal with because I hate saying no. I hate telling people no. And I do try to accommodate every client. Like I never try to leave somebody unhappy. But that's definitely a challenge that I have faced. Definitely over the years, I've gotten better. Kind of standing my ground a little bit, but yeah, it's hard, you know.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
fair. Yeah. Was it I mean, you don't have to go into detail, but was it
Mhm.
types of photos or just, like you thought something would look better a certain way and kind of
Mhm.
yeah, like bashing heads in that sense or
Maybe more so like business wise, as in like if somebody's like 30 minutes late to a shoot and they're like, "Oh, can I still like come?" or like that I don't even think that's happened to me. That was just an example. Or like revisions on edits. That's another one that probably a lot of photographers face. Like you'll have a client ask you like to go back like 20 different times or you'll have clients, perfectly fine with everything. So, I don't know. Yeah, it's hard. Just I guess like on the business end of things like sticking to your rules, you know.
hmm yeah. No, that must be frustrating. Like I'm gonna edit it, like I don't know. Like yeah, like they're the customer
Yeah.
at the same time. It's like
Mhm.
fine.
Yeah.
Oh, we got a question. Do you like doing any nature photography?
I have in the past. I would actually love to get more into it. I would totally do more nature photography, but yeah, not I haven't done it in a minute. But yeah, there's this one. I did take a photography class in high school, like my sophomore year, and we went like on a little nature walk, and I have this photo of a flower that I took that still to this day, I wish I had it on me, I would show you. That I love. I'm like, "Oh my God, it belongs on Google Photos." Like it was just like a little flower in a little grass area. It was cute. But yeah, besides that, not really. But I would.
Nice. Yeah. I feel like maybe Chicago not isn't the place for that, but like maybe
Yeah, yeah,
yeah.
like mountains and water and yeah.
Okay. What is one thing you would tell your future self?
Tell my future self. Ooh. Would I be able to ask myself a question? Actually, no, I take that back. My future self, I don't know. What would you tell your future self?
Oh me. Oh.
Yeah. That's kind of hard.
I, I don't even know.
Maybe
Yeah.
my past self. Can I do my past self?
Yeah, maybe start with past self and then if
Okay.
you think
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So, my past self, I would definitely tell my past self, keep grinding, keep going because it's all gonna pay off. I feel like everybody probably deals with this, but when you're in the moment, there's so many times where obviously you want to quit or you're questioning yourself. And yeah, you just gotta push through, keep going. I feel like there was a lot of past times where I was like, this isn't gonna work out. Like one discouraging thing, and then I'm like, oh my God, this isn't gonna work out. But yeah, I would just tell myself, be consistent, try to not get distracted, try to limit your distractions. I'm a big procrastinator, so I need to do that. Still limit my distractions. But yeah, that's what I would tell my past self. My future self, I hope she's thriving and happy and doing good things.
nice. Yeah. Just a
Yeah.
pop. Yeah.
Yes.
Fair. Um yeah, and then I don't know like if this is possible, it's fine if not. But do you possibly have like a one of your favorite pieces that you could like show the audience or
Like a print, like on me.
yeah, or like even on laptop or anything?
Mm-hmm. I actually, let me see.
Yeah. If not, it's totally okay. But
So, or can I do like top three, like three of my favorite pieces of work? I could find them quick.
yeah, yeah, that'd be great.
So, this is one that I was talking about earlier. let me try to find it, with all the blood in the knife. It was one of the first. I used to get mentored by a photographer who I found on Instagram. I just asked him if I could start going to his shoots. So this was at one of his shoots, and he was super cool. He taught me a lot, and I feel like he's the reason why I would love to mentor somebody, because he was just, I feel like, an amazing person to start with, because he was so like, you don't have to do things by the rules, kind of like what I was saying. So that really rubbed me the right way when I first became a photographer. But let me show you something. Scrolling. Oh, this is also one of my favorite pieces of work that I did. So this was based off of a Young Thug photo shoot. I'm pretty sure it was a Young Thug photo shoot where I just had a bunch of my friends come, and then one of my friends made all these press-on nails. And so it was like him smoking just with all the blunts around him.
That's so cool.
Yeah, this one's on my Instagram. But yeah, this was definitely, and this was a while ago too. I think it was like 2 years ago, but this is still one of my favorite shoots. So that's one for sure. This is the photo that I was talking about. This is one of my favorite photos ever. So fire.
That is really good.
I
That's
think. Yeah, and then this. Yeah, yeah, yeah. She ate. She ate. She's an amazing model. But yeah, that was like one of the first, I guess, like professional photo shoots that I did in a studio. And it was, like I said, it was my mentor's photo shoot. And
mhm.
then lastly, I think this one of some of these photos, this was the first time I ever shot my favorite artist named Tay Money. And I actually, in recent years, have become friends with her, which is super surreal. But this was the first time I ever got to shoot for her. And this was, I think, like 3 years ago.
Hmm.
And it's just super crazy to look back on, because I remember like begging to get into the show, like begging her manager to let me in and come shoot. And now, yeah, we're super cool. Like I've shot for her in Pennsylvania, New York, Miami. So yeah, it's really surreal.
Nice. No, those are really good. I'm happy you should
Thank you.
also see if you haven't checked out her Instagram yet. But yeah, is there anything you'd like to share with the audience to keep an eye out for, like upcoming projects or events?
So I think in the next few weeks, hopefully by the end of July, we do want to throw a women's panel at the studio. So I'm going to have some of my small business owner friends, some of my successful women entrepreneur friends, host a panel. There's probably going to be four of them. I think I'm going to do a tattoo artist, a DJ, somebody who works on teeth, and then maybe a salon owner. And we're going to host a little panel at the studio where we're gonna try to get it to be all women, and then women just like networking, mingling, and then doing a short, like hour-long panel of hearing each woman's story, each of the entrepreneurs, and being able to ask questions about their journeys and stuff like that. So I think that is gonna be super cool, super fun. So that's something that I'm looking forward to doing. Hopefully July.
Okay, nice.
Mhm.
Yeah, that sounds really cool and like
Yes.
seeing like all the different forms of art. That'll be fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, and any projects or anything that you're working on in the upcoming weeks?
Projects, as far as my photography, let me see. I am trying to do a lot more collabs, especially before the summer ends. So hopefully in the next like what, 6 to 8 weeks. I can't believe we're already in July. But or tomorrow, right? Tomorrow's July. Yeah.
Or
Yeah.
in 2 days, but basically,
Today there, oh,
basically
okay, okay, okay. Still just so crazy. Summer's flying by. But yeah, I'm working on a few different collab photo shoots. So right now I think one that I'm gonna do this week is a little ice cream photo shoot. I found an old little ice cream shop that's kind of near my house, so I already have my model. So yeah, I'm just gonna try to work on a lot of like collab concept shoots, some cool stuff. Yeah, that's what I got planned.
nice. Yeah, we're all excited to see that.
Yeah.
Also perfect for summer, like little ice
Hmm.
pop. That'll be cute.
Yeah.
Um, yeah. So, before we say bye, where can our viewers find you and like,
Mhm.
dated?
Yes. The studio page, if you want to book at the studio or interested in coming to a future event, the studio page is at Studio Like Chicago. Our website isn't done, but it should be done by next week, and it'll be studiolexchicago.com. But you could also book the studio with the link in the studio page bio. And then me personally, my Instagram is Portraits by Alexis, or my website with my portfolio and my booking form is portraitsbyalexis.com.
Okay, perfect. I'll put these in here. Oh my gosh, it like auto corrected to the student. It's like what? Okay, studiolexchicago.com. And then all right, I have your at pinned. So make sure to go follow her. And yeah, I just want to say thank you so much for joining us today. This was so fun, and I'm happy we got to hear about your work or your experience as a photographer and as a business owner. So yeah, thanks for chatting, and thank you guys for tuning in. Don't forget to follow Portraits by Alexis and Studio Lex Chicago, and as well as Ambitious Entertainment for more content. So yeah, take care, everyone. And
Thank you so much. Have a good night.
yeah, you too. Bye.